Hey everybody, DJ Lou here. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to get the setup video that I typically do, but for some pretty good reason, and we're going to show you here in a second. Got a 6 mic setup today, so ceremony is definitely going to be a little bit more interesting, where I have a guitarist, 2 vocalists, the groomsmen, the officiant, and I believe I also have a speaker out there as well. So, just a lot of moving parts today, and also inside today, we actually moved the piano out here because we're actually going to have some live performances as well. All that, of course, is being captured by mic as well. So I think it's 4 or 5 mics for out here, 5 to 6 mics for outside. So definitely a little bit more complex day. I have a videographer in place. I'm recording everything for him, having him hang off his Zoom, off my digital mixer. And you've seen it before, but my typical setup, I'm still running virtual DJ, external hard drive, and the new Mark NS7 III. Probably the one difference is I'm no longer running the sub in here. Now, I didn't notice this when I was testing things out, but the last couple weddings I did, the windows were vibrating enough that was starting to be a concern. I definitely didn't want it to cause an issue here at one of my favorite venues to perform at. So, nixing the sub, and to be honest, it wasn't 100% needed, but it was nice to have. But it's just the stakes of the game. Everything carries over nicely. Luckily this isn't a really big wedding. If it still was, I would actually probably bring the sub, but move it as far out as possible, cut some of that bass back, and really kind of hone in where the glass is resonating at. But for now, no sub for this one. But today's going to be a really interesting day. Let's see what happens. Friends and family, if you have attention for just a couple moments, we're going to kick this off in just a few. Couple things to note. First off, cell phones. They are the bane of existence of DJs, photographers, and everything. If you can, silence them or even turn it off. Just be in the moment for today. We do have photographers and videographers here. They're going to take the best shots available. It'll be out there someday on social, so try not to get in their way while you're doing it. Other than that, enjoy the day.
But it never really mattered. I will always feel the same.
How's my volume? Can everyone hear me okay? Good?
Yeah,
great.
Good.
I love this mic. Great.
Thanks, Charlie. Whew. Can you get, yeah, wow. You're good. That was good. This is amazing.
And by the powers vested in me, by our higher power, by all of you here, and by the state of New York, I now pronounce you a married couple. You may kiss.
My baby just kiss me.
Actually, you see something a little different in my gig log. I'm cutting in before we transition to this next part. This happens to be a segment where we went from doing speeches over to a live performance. And I just want to kind of set the stage prior to this. So we had 6 mics in total, piano and the vocalist at the piano. We also had 3 mics for the main chorus and individual singers. We also had 1 for drums. So it was a fairly complex setup, especially with that particular venue where there is some echo around there, especially with it being such close proximity to my speakers. And some things, of course, bounce off. So, it dials in just a little. Matter of fact, what you'll hear audio-wise is me post-processing it. So there's, of course, you can only do so much live. You EQ out as much as you can. You try to hit any feedback, especially with different voices on the same mic. That can become a challenge. So there was a couple parts where I actually brought up some volume, some others where I leveled it out. So this is basically what the equivalent of a videographer would do post-process. And with my UI 24, and multi-track recording, all those individual mics are isolated. So you're able to go in, you can equalize, you can set things around, and really come up with a beautiful final product. So here's the video in its entirety, and then we'll talk a little more at the end.
1, 2, 3.
on the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate no love's a cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always.
And now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing we'll grow older every day. Just as all that's born is new, you know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you always.
The stars out in the sky, until the ocean covers every mountain high, until the dolphin flies and parrots in the sea, until we dream of life and life becomes a dream.
Do you know that your love asks for nothing? Her acceptance is the price you pay.
Says you know that life is given, love a guarantee to last through forever and another day.
Time knew to move on from the beginning, and the seasons knew exactly when to change.
Kindness knows no shame, no, I'll be there to blame, 'cause I'll be loving you always.
No.
Today I know I'm living, but tomorrow could make me the past, but this I mustn't fear.
You're deep in my mind, the love of me I left behind. I'll be loving you always. Until the night is night and night becomes a day. Always. Until the trees and seasons up and fly away. Always. Until the day that 8 times 8 times 8 is 4. Always. Until the day that is the day there is no more. Did you know you love about somebody? Until the day that earth stops turning bright and black. Always. Until the earth is born, the sun denies itself. I'll be loving you until the mother says our work is through. Always. Until the day that you find me and I am you. Until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky. Always. Until the ocean covers every mountain high.
We all know that life has got its sorrow, and you wish you were born in a different town and place. But you can bet your life comes back and twice as sorrow. Woo! That God knew exactly where He wanted you to be placed. So be sure if you're not in it, then get in it. 'Cause you're sure to make this place a living hell. Change your words into truth, and then change that truth into love. And then maybe our children's grandchildren and their great-grandchildren will know.
In the sky, until the ocean covers every mountain high, until the dolphin fly and parrots live at sea, until we dream of life and life becomes a dream, until the day is night and night becomes day, until the day that seems to love and fly away, until the day that ain't comes and comes and is gone, until the day that is the day that is no more, until the day the earth has turned bright and red, until the earth is born, the sun denies itself, until the mother lives forever is through, until the day that you are me and I am you.
Now ain't that loving you?
Now ain't that loving you?
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 Hey!
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 Ho!
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 Sean!
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 Love!
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 Ain't that loving you?
here's the real scoop.
Bite the dust instead of you making the fuss. People know better cause there ain't no comparing us.
I'm a man who will fight for your honor. You never even call me by my name.
She says I am the one.
This is that new ish, keep standing in mind.
Deep into the music, DJ let it play. I just can't refuse.
Push it good.
Jump in.
And everybody, what a night. This was definitely one of those just truly unique couples and experiences that, you know, I might get like once or twice each wedding season. Don't get me wrong, all my couples are really great, but there's just some that are just truly exceptional, and Aimee and Sean truly exemplify that. And, you know, I'm in a sport polo shirt right now because I was at the after party and I knew I was going to spend a little time there, so I got a little more comfortable. And what can I say? I mean, even just from the beginning, when our first conversations, we really just, you know, just saw eye to eye immediately. When we had our first big planning meeting, you know, we actually had a face-to-face, and he brought me blueberry pie, and you know, just truly thoughtful. And and I even talked to some of the other vendors, you know, at the event, and all of them said exactly the same thing, that these were just truly, like, you know, empathetic, just they understood. And, you know, maybe it's just from, you know, their careers and upbringings and whatnot, but, you know, as a, you know, a wedding vendor, you know, sometimes we don't always get the best treatment in the world, and Aimee and Sean truly, like, just exemplify just awesomeness. Even so much so that I even said a couple super quick words as they were transitioning over to say their thanks. And they're honestly deserved that. You know, they were just really, really awesome couple who thought of just everybody in play, all their family, all their friends, the vendors. We all felt like a second family at that point. So, you know, you'll see in this video, I have really, you know, I threw the entire main live performance because that was just something really special. And yeah, I talked to them. They were totally fine with me putting it out there. So you're getting it in its entirety because it's really just that awesome. But the dancing was incredible for the night. The energy stayed pretty high. You know, there's few times I can play Common and Tribe Called Quest and Lionel Richie and Lips and just, you know, Chicago, and just everything that you could really, you know, think about really got mixed in for the night, and everybody really enjoyed it. But I hate to end this video, I hate to end this wedding, because it really, you know, again, was just one of those truly standout ones. But I hope you've enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for my next.